Cool. Thanks, Marcel, and great to be here. Great to talk to all those who are present and who will be listening in the future too. Yeah, I think the journey started way back, and that's what I want to tell to the audience today. That the main message that I want to give you today is the fact that there's no failing. If failure is just like they say, a pillar of success, right? And you just got to walk through it, right? And nothing is the end, right? A lot of people might say that if you don't do this, that's the end of you, being a blue-eyed boy or a girl. If you don't do that, you just don't end up being in a very challenging role. But that's all hearsay. Let's change these and kind of get to the fact that a lot of it depends on who you are, what you're doing, and how well you can do that, right? So let me start by saying, so I'm an Indian, kind of coming from India, which is basically a very, um, it's a land of around 1.4 billion people, right? So we have a lot of competition out here, right? So as they say, and my parents also used to tell me that if I don't perform really well in the school leaving examinations and I don't get into one of the prestigious universities in India or abroad, that would be the end of me. That would be me becoming a very lame kind of guy. And I used to be very afraid, and maybe they used to tell me that to kind of make me afraid to study more. But what happened was very different. So when I was leaving school, although I performed quite well in the school leaving examination, I did not perform so well in the standardized exams that were needed to get into a college of my dreams. And I ended up going to one of the second best colleges, you can say, and not the top ones. And I always thought that maybe that's not going to help me. But I thought that when I went into college in the first year itself, I thought to myself, how can I take hold of the situation which I am in and turn it around and make it favorable for me, right? Like, it's like life will always throw you a lot of challenges, right? But what you make out of it is who you are, right? And that's what will define you. So technically you'll have to ask yourself at all points of time that in this situation, how can I make this situation the best, right? So that's what happened with me too, right? I ended up in a good college, but not the top one, right? So I asked myself, what can I do to kind of be the best in where I am? And I got my answers right, and I kind of started doing the things that mattered in that environment, right? Like, for example, I was a little bit, academically inclined, so I started, researching more. And when I started researching more, I started writing a few research papers, right? And when I started writing those research papers, I got calls from conferences and publications to kind of publish my work, where most of the people from the top colleges don't get a chance. And that was where I started to kind of, make my own niche. So again, coming back to what I want to bring home here is that it doesn't matter whether you get to the top dream place that you want to be in. What matters is where you are and how you make the most of it, right? And in that way you can actually end up being much better than you would be in one of those top places. And that's how I spent my years in engineering. And I also became one of the first students of the university to kind of finish a 4-year degree course within 3.5 years. And again, made a record in itself, right? So it's basically asking myself, what else can I do to kind of be the best in where I am? What else can I do to kind of make the situation the best? What else can I do to kind of make the best out of the environment that I have been put in, right? See, life will always put you in a lot of very difficult, challenging environments. But what you do out of them, what you kind of play with them, and how you come out of them is what will define you and what will make you who you are. And to be very honest, where I am now and the kind of job that I'm doing, the kind of work that I do, uh, I would say that I may not have been doing this important job if I would have gone into one of those uh, best schools in the country, right? May not be, or maybe, right? I don't know because I have not been through the situation, but I could make the best that I was served, and that's where I kind of ended up being. So never feel bogged down or never feel kind of let down by the environment that you have been served, or by the challenges that life has served you. Always try to make optimum things that you can make out of it, right? Try to get solutions to the problems that you have been served. And I think that's what will make you a very accomplished person, and will make you the best version of who you are, right? So that's the main theme that I want to touch today, right? And also I want to drive home, I'll tell you another story from my life which will drive home this same set of thoughts that I want to kind of speak to you today. Um, so basically, when I was graduating, there a few of the top companies came in to recruit, and I being one of the what do you call it? One of the in the top 5% of the class, I was kind of shortlisted in every company that had come to campus, right? And every company that was recruiting, I was on their shortlist. But I could not even convert one of the best companies that had come on campus, right? I was like, people used to talk behind my back. My peers used to talk behind my back, saying, "What's wrong with him? Like he should have been on the list. He should have been converting this offer, right? What's happening?" So I just couldn't do it, and I ended up going to an international development firm. Not that it was a bad firm or anything, it was just not the best job that was offered to my peers and me, right? But I ended up there, and I learned a lot of stuff, and I learned how it is to do international development. I learned the ropes of the job, and I started doing it the best that I can do, right? And in some time, a few managers from one of those big firms actually noticed my work, right? From different social medias, LinkedIn, and stuff like that. And they reached out to me one day saying that, "Hey, you know what? There's an opening, and would you like to come work with us?" So again, the fact is that if you make the best out of the situation that you have served, if you do your best in wherever you are, you will always be the best version of yourself, and you will be noticed, right? And that's what will kind of differentiate you from the others, and kind of make you the best person that you can ever be, right? So this is my kind of saying to you guys that uh, whatever situation comes, and there will be a lot of different situations that might come to you in different aspects of your life, and different moments of your life, you know uh, take that absolutely front on, and kind of try to make the best of the situation that you have been served. Try to be the best version of yourself, and that will serve the purpose, and you'll see that you'll come out a different person and a better person than you went in into that challenge. So I think that's more or less what I wanted to kind of touch upon for you guys. And I'm always available on LinkedIn. My name is Anomitra Banerjee. Just reach out to me if you ever need any help with anything. If you ever need a person to talk to, I'm always available. Happy to kind of help you guys kind of weave through uh, the different facets of life.
Thanks so much, Anomitra. You made actually a very, very good point, because there are some studies showing that if you join a top university like Oxford or Cambridge and you're the bottom 10%, you're not likely to be a very happy person, right? So you still made it to Oxford and Cambridge, but you're
Right.
comparing yourself all the time, every single day, with people who are better than you. Even though you're better than 99% of the other students, you still have that kind of pressure. So ideally, you want to be in a situation where you're top 20% of whatever university you go for, and make sure that is more aligned with your interest than just the prestige, right? If you want to do something quite esoteric, just because you have the big brand, keep in mind that there are let's say, alternatives that would allow you to do something that's more aligned with your interest right now, knowing that in the future you can always try to find a fine-tuned approach in one of those big names, and you're more likely to be successful, basically because you have a better idea of what you want to do, right? So when you get there, you'll be more motivated, you have more focus. And I'm wondering if you have an example of someone you know who did go to the top universities, but he was, well, without mentioning names, of course, he or she was a bottom 20% at the top university. And what was the experience of this person? Would you know someone like that?
Yeah, sure. So I know quite a few people who kind of really find it very difficult to even graduate, right? They finish a 4 year degree course in 5 6 years because there are so many backlogs that they have to clear, right? So yeah, I've seen a lot of these stories, and yeah, I absolutely kind of echo the thoughts that you have shared, that it's absolutely always better to go to some place where you feel that you can be the best. You can be in the top 5 10%, rather than go to places where you kind of just can't take the load, because not every person is same, Marcelo, right? Not every person will have the same kind of you know uh, skill sets, right? uh, some people might be very good at, say, quant skills, right? And some people might be very good at verbal skills, but if that person who's good at verbal skills go into a very quant heavy program, uh, he or she is very likely to kind of have a lot of problems, right? So rather, it's also very good that you go to some place where you can get your verbal skills to play, right? And that's where you'll make a name for yourself also, right? So I think definitely, I think it's always good to be in the top 10%, than be in the bottom 10%, or even have backlogs for per se, and I've known these guys who have to kind of uh, talk about why they had backlogs, why they couldn't complete a course within 4 years, in every interview that we went to, right, for the rest of their lives. And that's pathetic, right? So it's always good to kind of to know and be judged for who you are, and go to the best place where you can actually make the best out of the skill sets that you have.
So thank you so much for sharing your insights here with us today.
Sure, sure. Thanks, Mark.